Britain has just deployed RAF fighter jets to Poland, strengthening NATO's eastern front like never before. But what does this mean for the growing tensions in Europe? And could it push us closer to a larger confrontation? Stay tuned. We break it all down. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a major development that has grabbed global headlines. Britain has sent its Royal Air Force, RAF, jets to Poland to help guard NATO's eastern front. This move comes at a critical time when tensions between NATO and Russia are running high, especially after a series of close military encounters and aggressive maneuvers near European airspace. Poland, which shares a border with Ukraine and Belarus, has become a key NATO stronghold, and Britain's decision to send advanced fighter jets is a strong signal of unity and deterrence. In this video, we're going to unpack exactly why Britain made this move, what it means for NATO's overall strategy, and how it might influence the ongoing geopolitical chess game in Eastern Europe. We'll look at the historical context, the military capabilities involved, and the potential risks of escalation. So stick with us as we take you step by step through this critical story and explain what it could mean for European security and global stability. Poland is one of NATO's most strategically important members when it comes to deterring Russian aggression. Located right on NATO's eastern flank, it serves as the frontline buffer between Russia and Western Europe. Since the beginning of the Ukraine war, Poland has hosted NATO troops, missiles, and training exercises, becoming a central hub for military coordination. Britain's decision to send RAF Typhoon fighter jets to Poland is not just symbolic, it's a direct commitment to NATO's Article 5 promise that an attack on one member is an attack on all. These deployments are designed to reassure Poland and other Eastern European allies that NATO stands ready to respond to any threat. Poland has been one of the loudest voices calling for a stronger NATO presence, especially as Russia increases its military activities in nearby Belarus and Kaliningrad. By sending jets, Britain is essentially saying, "We've got your back." This not only strengthens NATO's deterrence posture, but also complicates Russia's calculations. Any potential aggression now risks immediate confrontation with a heavily armed, well-coordinated NATO force. The Royal Air Force is deploying Eurofighter Typhoon jets, one of the most advanced multi-role fighter aircraft in the world. These jets are capable of air-to-air combat, air-to-ground strikes, and high-speed interception missions. Each Typhoon is equipped with state-of-the-art radar systems, advanced missile packages, and electronic warfare capabilities. Britain's jets will participate in NATO's air policing missions, patrolling skies over Poland and the Baltics to deter potential incursions. These operations are not just about responding to threats. They are about showing presence. When Russian aircraft fly near NATO airspace, Typhoons can be scrambled within minutes to intercept and escort them away. The mere fact that these jets are in Poland sends a message of readiness. Moreover, the RAF deployment will involve logistical crews, support staff, and possibly intelligence units to coordinate missions. This boosts Poland's air defense network and allows for seamless cooperation with American F-16s, German Eurofighters, and other NATO assets already stationed in the region. Together, they form a multi-layered shield that makes it extremely difficult for any hostile aircraft to enter NATO airspace unnoticed. To really understand why this move matters, we need to look at NATO's Eastern Front historically. Since its founding in 1949, NATO's main mission has been to deter Soviet and now Russian aggression. After the fall of the Soviet Union, many former Warsaw Pact countries, Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, and later the Baltic states, joined NATO. This eastward expansion was seen by Russia as a threat, creating tensions that continue to this day. After Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, NATO significantly increased its presence in Eastern Europe, setting up multinational battle groups in Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. These battle groups include troops from the UK, Canada, Germany, and other allies. Britain has been a consistent contributor, often leading NATO's enhanced forward presence in Estonia. Now, with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, NATO has gone even further, adding more troops, upgrading air defenses, and running constant military drills. The RAF deployment to Poland is the latest step in this long-running strategy to keep NATO's deterrence credible and to reassure frontline states that they will never stand alone against external threats. The timing of Britain's move is no coincidence. In recent weeks, Russia has increased its military activity near NATO borders, including flying bombers near Polish airspace and conducting exercises in Belarus. These maneuvers are often designed to test NATO's readiness and send political messages. There have also been reports of cyber attacks and disinformation campaigns targeting Polish infrastructure and media. NATO interprets these as hybrid warfare tactics meant to destabilize the region without triggering a direct military response. By deploying jets, Britain is signaling to Moscow that any attempt to intimidate Poland or violate NATO airspace will be met with a swift, coordinated military reaction. This is classic deterrence theory. You show strength to prevent conflict, not to start it. However, critics warn that such deployments could escalate tensions further. The closer NATO and Russian forces operate to each other, the higher the risk of miscalculation or accidental clashes. This is why communication hotlines and deconfliction mechanisms are crucial in preventing incidents from spiraling into a larger crisis. For Poland, Britain's support is not just about military hardware, it's about psychological reassurance. Polish leaders have long warned about the threat from Russia and pushed for more NATO troops on their soil. Seeing RAF Typhoons flying in their skies sends a powerful message to both the Polish public and potential adversaries. Poland is not alone. This helps boost national morale and public confidence in NATO's commitment. It also strengthens Poland's own military modernization efforts. Poland is buying new tanks, fighter jets, and missile defense systems, aiming to build one of Europe's most capable armies. With Britain's assistance, Poland can integrate more effectively into NATO's air defense network, share intelligence, and participate in joint training exercises. This cooperation not only deters aggression, but also improves Poland's long-term defense capabilities. Politically, it helps the Polish government show that its investments in defense are paying off as they are able to secure tangible support from major allies like the UK. Britain's deployment is also a test of NATO's unity. In times of crisis, the alliance must demonstrate that its 31 members are willing to act collectively. The presence of British jets in Poland sends a clear message to Russia that NATO remains united and ready to defend its borders. It also reassures other allies, especially in the Baltic region, that they won't be left vulnerable. This unity is critical because any cracks in NATO's commitment could be exploited by adversaries. Britain's decision to step up comes at a time when some have questioned Europe's ability to maintain a long-term focus on collective security while dealing with economic challenges and energy crises. By making this move, London is showing leadership and encouraging other allies to contribute more to defense spending and readiness. The result is a more credible deterrent posture that reduces the likelihood of aggression in the first place. While the deployment strengthens deterrence, it also carries risks. More NATO aircraft in Eastern Europe mean more encounters with Russian planes, increasing the chance of accidents or misinterpretations. A single incident, like a collision in midair or a missile misfire, could trigger a rapid escalation that neither side actually wants. That's why NATO takes precautions, including strict rules of engagement and constant communication with Russian counterparts through military hotlines. Another risk is that Russia might respond asymmetrically, perhaps by deploying more missiles to Kaliningrad or stepping up cyber attacks. This can create a dangerous cycle of action and reaction. Diplomacy must therefore go hand in hand with deterrence. Britain and NATO emphasize that their deployments are defensive, not offensive, and that they are open to dialogue with Moscow to prevent misunderstandings. The challenge is balancing strength with restraint, showing that NATO will defend itself but without provoking unnecessary confrontation. The implications of Britain's move go beyond Europe. When one of NATO's key members like the UK takes decisive action, it sends a message to the entire world about the alliance's credibility. Adversaries in other regions, whether in Asia or the Middle East, take note of how seriously NATO responds to threats. This can have a stabilizing effect globally, as it reinforces the idea that alliances matter and that aggression will face consequences. On the flip side, some countries may view the buildup as evidence of rising militarization, which could fuel anti-Western narratives. Britain's deployment is therefore not just a military move, it's also a diplomatic signal to friends and foes alike. It reminds everyone that NATO remains the most powerful military alliance in history and that its members are committed to defending democratic nations against coercion or attack. So what does all this mean? Britain's decision to send RAF jets to Poland is a bold move designed to strengthen NATO's Eastern Front, deter aggression, and reassure allies at a time of heightened uncertainty. It reflects the UK's commitment to European security and its role as a leading NATO member. But it also highlights the risks of escalation and the need for careful diplomacy to prevent conflict. As viewers, it's important to stay informed about these developments because they have real-world consequences, not just for Europe, but for global peace and stability. If you found this video helpful in understanding the bigger picture, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with others who follow international affairs and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into global security issues. And as always, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think NATO's buildup will keep the peace, or could it push us closer to confrontation? Let's discuss.